Welcome back everyone to the second chapter of Apex Oracle database series. So in this chapter we'll be discussing how we can add a column to pre-existing table, how we can drop the column, how we can modify the column's data type, how we can drop the content of the table, how we can truncate or delete the table from the database. So let's get started. Very first thing, you need to sign in to your Oracle Apex database, and then you'll be coming to your dashboard that looks like this. Go to SQL workshop, go to SQL commands, and in case if you missed the very first two chapters, how you set up your workshop and how you create the table and all, so I'll link those videos in the I button, so please have a look at it. Now in my earlier table that I made, that was for student, so I'll just show you. So this is the table that I made in chapter 1, and here you can see how it looks like in the database. So here is the table that we wanted to make, and we made it. Now what we'll do, we'll add a column to it. So the very first thing is, we in the chapter 2 is that we are gonna add a column to our table. So how we can add a column? So in order to add a column, we need to go through the syntax. We need to write alter table followed by table name. Then we have to add this keyword, that is add, followed by the new column name that we are adding, followed by data type and the limit of characters that we want to put in that column. So suppose in this student section, I want to see one more column that is for roll number. So what I will do, I will add a roll number column. How we can do it? We have to write alter table followed by table name, that is student over here. Then we need to write add followed by column name. So our column name would be roll number followed by data type. So data type would be number, and followed by how many character you want to assign for this roll number column. So that would be 5. And then I will execute this statement. So when I'll run it, then we can see that the table is altered. Now when I'll see how the table is looking when I'm running it, select star from student, I can see that a new column named roll number is being assigned to the table. Okay, fine. Now how can I delete this column? How can I drop this column? So this is the second topic that we now cover today. So the syntax to drop a column is, we need to write alter table followed by table name. Then we need to write drop column followed by column name. So it's very simple. Double dash for double minus sign for comments, and then we're gonna write the comment delete roll number column, and then alter table name, then drop column followed by column name, that is in this case we want to drop the roll number column. So here it is. Okay, now we can see that table is altered. Now if again I'm gonna run this statement, then in our student table I won't find the roll number column. Now moving on to the third topic that we are gonna do today is how we can modify the data type of a column. Suppose here we have seen that we have a column for roll number, but interestingly your roll number start with JO, PO, or something like that. So you cannot expect to put your colleagues to put the roll number in only numbers. So you need some character. So you need to have the data type as varchar. How we can do that? How we can modify that roll numbers data type again? So it is very simple. As we can see here, we need to write alter table followed by table name. Then we need to add modify, then column name that we want to modify, whose data type we want to modify, followed by data type and the limit. So let me show you how you can do it. If you look closely, then there is not much difference in the syntax of add and modify. You need to just write the modify in place of add. So I'll modify column. So I will just write alter table followed by table name. In our case it is student. Then we'll write modify roll number as the column name that we want to modify, and its new data type, that is varchar followed by 5 digits that we are going to accept, and then we'll run it. So when we will run it, we can see that table is altered. Bingo, we have altered the data type of a pre-existing column in our table. Now moving on further, there is a syntax to truncate the table. What it means to truncate a table? Truncate a table means all the data that you will see when you will run this select statement, all the table content that we have will be no more with us. I mean to say, all the data that we have entered in this table like Ria, Payal, Ram, their gender, their age will disappear. So that is what truncation means, and its syntax is very simple. You need to just type truncate table followed by table name. So let me show you truncate the table, and then I'll write truncate table followed by table name, and in our case the table name is student, and then we are gonna run it. Now the table is truncated, and let me see what happens when we are gonna display the table. So when we'll do it, then we find that there is no data found. It means that all the data that was present in this table is no more. But if we're gonna see the find table option, I can see that there is still a student table that is being created. After truncating the table, the next question arises, what should I do if I wanna delete the table from the database? How can I do that? How can I drop the table from the database completely? So there is an option to drop the table. When you will execute this, then you won't find the table name in the database. So let's see how we can do it. We'll use the drop table option, then we'll write drop table followed by the table name, that is student in our case, and then we'll run it. So when we'll run it, then we'll see that table is dropped. Now when we'll go to find table option, then I can see there is only one table and the student is no more. So wait for the next chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.